Hi YouTube. Hey, I hope everybody's doing well. Well, today we're out here in the backyard and we are looking at my Masterbuilt 600, which actually I highly recommend. I need to do a one-year review on that, but today we're looking at putting a rotisserie on the Masterbuilt 600, and so we'll switch you around here and we'll take a look at what we have. So I had planned to get a Masterbuilt rotisserie, and $100 just seems like a lot to drop on a rotisserie. So I ended up getting the Onlyfire rotisserie off Amazon, and it looks identical. Everything I can see looks identical to the Masterbuilt, including the problems they have with it. So we're going to open the box here and have a look and see what we got. I guess it opens from the end. It comes with 2 rods. Instructions. This will be your mounting bracket, or the pivot bracket at the end. You've got a wrench, a couple of screws, which will be for the mounting bracket. You've got that bushing, this is where the issue comes in with the Masterbuilt, and I assume the same thing here. This other bag has your claw things and the part that goes through the wall of the grill. Okay, so here's your tiny things that hold the meat. And this is the part that passes through the wall of the grill. And this is your motor unit. Okay, so I'm going to get some power, and we're going to make sure this works to start with. Okay, and it does have an external power switch, on-off switch. And hopefully you can see it's turning, and there is no noise at all. You can hear a little buzz when you get up close to it, but that's it. And first thing we need to do for the install, if you can see it, the Masterbuilt is pre-drilled for a rotisserie. There's a hole through the wall here, and as it comes from the factory, there's basically a plug. It's a 2-part plug that goes from the outside, that comes from the inside, and that just plugs the hole on the grill. So then to mount the rotisserie, the sidewall of the grill is pre-drilled, and this hangs on a hole or a notch that's already cut in the side. Now this is the bushing that goes through the wall of the grill to secure the motor unit, and it's got an insert that goes inside, and this is where the problem is with the Masterbuilt rotisserie. This sleeve is too tight inside of this, and when the grill heats up, this binds and will not spin inside of this. The other issue is that this is too long, and it binds on the end of this sleeve, which hopefully you can see from the inside. So as it heats, this insert swells and binds on this. Now the fit in this sleeve isn't going to be an issue on this one. There's lots of slop in there, lots of playroom. The length of it remains to be seen, so we're gonna try it and find out what we have. So again, motor unit on the outside. This sleeve passes through the wall and screws into the motor unit. Oh, that's plenty tight. I don't need to crank on it, I'm sure. And there's lots of playroom inside that. You can feel that bushing in there sliding around. Okay, so it looks like you can see a little bit in there. So there's 3 screw holes pre-drilled in the side of the grill, and this plate is going to mount on here. So let me grab a screwdriver and see if these things are going to go together well. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see this. So we've got the shelf bracket from the wire shelf that sits in here, but there's a screw, the mounting screw for the shelf bracket is right there. So these are the 3 holes that we're going to be using for our end bracket, but this shelf bracket is directly in the way. So I started by loosening that shelf bracket. You can go ahead and start the top screw, and then you've got a notch that'll sit over the top screw, and if you pull out the shelf a little bit, that bracket will sit down behind that shelf bracket. Then you can go ahead and do the second screw over here, which is a bit of a challenge just because of that shelf bracket. Go ahead and set that in. This outside screw is free, it's easy to get to. And the top screw, you can snug it up. And then come back and tighten up the shelf screw, wherever it is, I can't see it. There you go. Okay, so everything's in, and your shelf still fits in there just fine, not a problem at all. Okay, so now we have to figure out what rod we're going to use. I assume the short one. I didn't know if I'd need to end up cutting the long one down, but there you go, fits in there perfectly. There you go, easy peasy. That was actually much easier than I expected. Okay YouTube, there you have it. It's the Onlyfire Rotisserie made for Masterbuilt Gravity Series Smoker Barbecue. This is the Masterbuilt 600, and this kit fit in perfectly. I didn't have any issues whatsoever. It was really easy. I'll put a link in the description down below, and hopefully you'll join me on another video later on. Thanks guys, have a good day.